Hey, welcome everybody. This is John Paul Mendoza, Dr. Speed Selling, and you're at Raging Verbalist number 63. If you clicked on this by mistake, well, hang in there. But if you're here on purpose, that's a good thing. 63. Hard to believe we've gone that far and we've done so many. With me, as always, is the lovely Sandra. Hello, Sandra.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well, and Sandra is sitting there. And is it warmer climates? I mean, because you didn't need Punxsutawney Phil, you had your own groundhog. Is that correct? You had your own groundhog?
That's correct.
And,
Definitely more winter. Yes.
yeah, groundhogs.
the yeah, I was just gonna say one of our temperatures coming up will be -10. So
And for those who are in international, that's -10 Fahrenheit. That's not -10 Celsius. That means it's really cold, very cold. So anyway, I just have to give everybody a quick disclaimer because this is the only show that we do just before the Super Bowl, Super Bowl 55, the double nickel. And as of course, my background, having spent 4 years in Vegas gambling professionally, is that we're going to be talking about gambling. So if you have a problem, go to Gamblers Anonymous. If you have any kind of legal state thing, don't go out and do crazy bets and everything. But if you listen to this and we go through this, you'll learn about some of the things that are out there for this Super Bowl also. So anyway, so that's my disclaimer. Don't do anything dangerous, but have fun, and you're going to learn a little bit about some of the bets that exist. So anyway, Sandra, kick us off. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say is that if you want to go onto Facebook to the Position to Win book Facebook group and join up because we broadcast there. We also have a YouTube channel, which of course is like, subscribe, notify, all of that stuff. But you can always send the questions in, and then Sandra will filter them back to me because she is moderating that. And all I can say is be nice. So, all right, Sandra, ask away. What question do you have for our kickoff today?
all right, what do you think about the game coming up?
So if we didn't have, thank you, if we didn't have a COVID situation, this place would be packed. I think the world would be, watching this. I mean, we have the GOAT, Tom Brady, 43 years old, proving that age is just in your mind, and a $30 million contract, I think, in his pocket, and all of that. So, and he's now in Tampa. Tampa is where the game is going to be at. For those of you who don't know, so if in normal times it would be just packed, packed, packed. In fact, a good friend of mine, someone who really had an effect on my career. His wife is a caterer, and the catering is not going to happen. I think they're going to have social distancing in the stadium. So boo his, boo his. Tickets are going for anyway. So here's what I think about the game. I think it's going to be an interesting game because you have the GOAT, Tom Brady, and you have the new phenom, Patrick Mahomes. And and he just he won last year. The year before, he was in the AFC Championship, and in fact got defeated by Tom Brady. So this is like interesting mix of the old and the new, and we'll see what's going to happen. Could be a good game. We'll see if it is. Lots of Super Bowls are not that good at games, and but we'll see. So I think it's interesting. So Sandra, what about you? What is your perspective? I know that you are a college football person because, of course, how you support Big Red, right? Did I say it right?
Cornhuskers, Big Red,
Cornhuskers.
either way. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, Big Red at one point in time was like this big, giant, ugly chewing tobacco thing. So people go Big Red, and then of course these smart guys said, hey, why don't we do a gum called Big Red, and then of course the Cornhusker. So, Sandra, what do you think about the game?
I'm excited to watch it. Go Kansas City. I think it'll be an interesting game. I really think it will be. I think it'll be fun to watch.
Okay, so there you go. It's going to be fun to watch. All right. So, what is the next question that we have?
What are some of the interesting bets that you've seen?
So every year at the Super Bowl, or the Super Bowl has these amazing prop bets, and people bet on everything. So let's go through a couple of the interesting ones. Like, we're going to have America the Beautiful prop bet, and this is just an over and under, and that means before the Super Bowl begins, there's this performance they're going to have of America the Beautiful, and the over and under, the line is set at 81 and a half seconds. So you don't even have to have the game kicked off yet, and you can have a prop bet. And that's kind of interesting because last year, for those who are handicapping, is that Yolanda Adams, just tore it down, but it took her a minute and 51 seconds. So, obviously the over won on that bet. We have a lot of things about the national anthem, like length, and is it going to be over 2 minutes? Is it under 2 minutes? And of course, the average length to perform the Star Spangled Banner has come in at a minute and 55 seconds. So for those of you wondering how quickly you can sing it, that there you go. I don't understand, and this is just me, is why they've never had like a speed metal band do the Star Spangled Banner, because I think they could get that down, especially with those guys. I think, and I know there's speed metal women, so speed metalers could probably get that down to, under 2 minutes, and they would bet. They should be doing bets on this to make sure they could get this thing done. Um, there's some other interesting bets before we even get through the Super Bowl, which is who's going to sing more words, because there's going to be a duet of Eric Church and Jasmine Sullivan, and the question is who's going to sing more words. And it looks like Eric, the betting is that Eric is going to do that, and then of course the one that and I know that Sandra is sitting here wondering is that will Eric Church be wearing sunglasses while performing the national anthem? I know I'm sitting on the edge of my seat wondering that, uh, you know, and again, tongue in cheek is that, maybe this is how you can fund your kids' college fund, go bet on some of these things. This could be great. Let's find some other stuff. Again, Raging Verbalist, I steer away from the whole political side, but they even have, will a player kneel or raise a fist during the national anthem? And it appears that the no side is looks like that's winning there. And I just want to point that out. So that just kicks us off, and we'll through the entire call I'll be sharing some of these because of course we have just all these great proposition bets that we're going to be talking about. And for those of you out there, I'm not handicapping them. I'm just presenting them so what is available. And there's a lot of them, by the way. I mean, we're not even going to have a complete list because we don't have enough time, and I don't know if there's that much interest. But I can tell you, in Vegas is going to be pretty quiet this year too. So I mean, Sandra, I mean, are you guys going to a Super Bowl party this year?
No, it'll probably be just us watching at home, but my husband's trying to convince me to buy, you have to buy $40 worth of food at Applebee's and they'll give you 40 wings. It's just the two of us. He's like, oh, you could freeze them. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
So right there, we could have our own little raging prop bet. Will Sandra relent to, the husband who says, "Hey, I got a great idea. Let's go to Applebee's, spend $40 for a lot of food." I mean, and again, I say this with all, hey, a lot of respect, but Sandra is a very healthy, thin woman. I mean, yeah. I mean, so that's we're way out of bounds on that one. But yeah, we'll see. So next week, tune in next week because we will answer the question. So we almost need like organ music like they have, dun dun dun. we'll know next week whether or not she relented, blew the $40, and got the 40 wing bonus. You know? Yeah, yeah, there you go. All right, and I can tell you that Super Bowl parties I think are going to be down a lot. So probably anybody who wants to go buy guacamole, there will be some cheap guacamole on Monday after this because, all I can say is that probably a lot fewer people are going to be having parties, and virtual parties. I bet you people eat less at a virtual party. I bet you they do. That's just my thing. But again, that could be a prop bet. How much you consume. So yeah. So those are some of the interesting ones. We're going to keep coming back to some of the other ones. Uh, so Sandra, what is the next question? That's maybe that's a way we just keep rolling.
Yeah, so can you explain what is a proposition bet?
So a proposition bet, and this is interesting because people don't quite catch on to what they are. But a proposition bet is literally anything that you want to bet on, as long as you can explain it, that there's potentially two outcomes, and there's one or the other, is that you can put together a proposition bet. And when I was in Vegas, literally, I knew people who were so bet happy or whatever we want to call them that if there were two roaches on the side of a wall, you could easily get you could get people who would bet which roach would make it to the water pipe first, and start handicapping, which roach would make it. So a proposition bet is simply you set up a proposition, uh, and here's an example of one that this is like, and I don't even know if he's aware of it, probably is, but what is going to be the primary color of Jim Nance's tie? Now I'll give you the numbers. Blue is plus 300. Black is plus 350. The field is plus 350. Red is plus 450. And purple is plus 800. Uh, you know, all I can tell you is that, Jim Nance is not only the voice of the NFL, but he's an iconic voice from NCAA, March Madness. And, it's basically a ritual that he's brought to the tournament in which he hands his tie off to an impressive player from the winning team. Now, this is something, so that's a proposition bet. Now, of course, we have Tony Romo of Dallas Cowboys fame, and we have colors there too. Blue is plus 200, black is plus 400, red is plus 400, field is plus 600, gray is plus 900. And of course, since he is the color analyst in the sport, is what are the colors that he will be wearing on his tie. And that tells you how some of the crazy happens, because people will find anything and everything to bet on for the Super Bowl, like what these what these guys are going to be wearing for a tie. And, all I can say is that people actually bet on all of these. I mean, I know that some of these seem pretty absurd, but people bet on all of them. And I don't even have, I mean, you can keep searching, you can come up with even more of them, which is really important. But if you want to actually have a sure thing, if you want to have something that I can tell you and I believe is going to pay off for you, I'm going to give you a sure thing right now. And that is what you really need to do is you need to think about getting one of my two books. The first book is Most Businesses Fail in the First 5 minutes. It just takes them 3 to 5 years to realize it. Position to Win. Now you can go to positiontowinbook.com. You can get an autographed copy. Tell me what you want me to say, as long as it's not something I don't want to say. Hey, or you can go to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million. You can also get it on Kindle, Apple Books, and Barnes & Noble Nook. And then the other book, which is Remote Work for a Better World. Hey, we're all stuck in this remote world. That's only available exclusively on Amazon Kindle. Check it out. It's only 99 cents. And I'm going to tell you, both of them are a great proposition, pun intended. And you should get a lot out of them. and I'm going to remind every single one of you that it takes a lot to be successful in business. Most people fly by the seat of their pants. The reason why businesses fail so prevalently is that they are clueless. Also, you can go to positiontowinbook.com, and check it out. There's some free stuff for those who are not going to bet any money. Okay, so Sandra, what is the next question?
What is the weirdest and wackiest proposition bet?
Well, I think probably the weirdest one is that, and I don't know why this one lingers, but it does, is will there be a wardrobe malfunction? So for those of you who don't know the story, Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake were sitting there on Super Bowl 38. We're on 55. Do the math if you can. If you can't do the math, hell, you can bet on it anyway. But what happened is that Justin thought it would be cool, and I believe that Janet Jackson was in on this, and he tears it away and he shows a nipple, and of course the viewer complaints flooded in. The airing network went crazy. There was a giant fine that was laid on to the guys who I think it was CBS that had that and but you know what? People went nuts over a called wardrobe failure, which it wasn't a wardrobe failure. I mean, come on. I mean, I have, I've been around lots of women, and I have yet to see this spontaneously pop out. In spite of when I was quite an adolescent and would fantasize about this happening spontaneously. Uh, you know, Probably more likely a meteorite would hit me in the head. But anyway, that is a wacky bet. So I mean, obviously, it's one of those now. Sandra, I mean, you have experience with these things. I'm not talking about the malfunction part, but the other part. But I presume that you believe that was probably done it was a premeditated showing, was it? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, probably. They aren't just like flying around like on accident.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, so and then we get to some other stuff. I mean, so here's some other things that you will go through, which is any player to throw a football into the cannon porthole during a celebration. Now, this has got to be, one of the funniest and most outlandish kind of things is that at Raymond James Stadium, they have because again, they're the Buccaneers, is that they have these cannons that go off. And the question is that will a player throw a football into the cannon porthole during the celebration? And if they do, and you bet that, all you can say to your kids is, kids, we're going to Applebee's and getting 40 wings. I mean, bet enough you can do that. So that's a weird one. I think that's a crazy one. The other one is this is one of those, and I don't know, having been to 3 Super Bowls in my life, and all of that is, uh, what color Gatorade will be dumped on the winning coach? And of course, the sight of the winning coach getting doused in some neon colored liquid is one of these time honored traditions. I think it should be passed down through the generations. And over the past 20 Super Bowls, the color has varied quite a bit. Hey, we've already covered Jim and Tony's tie, but you know what? What you got to understand is that bookmakers are there to help us understand our culture even better. So, the odds, the favorite is orange, and I'll go through it from the lowest to the highest: orange, red, clear water. Who knew that one? And then green, yellow, and lime get mixed in together. Purple and blue. Now, purple is always funny because for those of you who went to college, I mean, my brother went to college, so I would go to there to party. I mean, I went to Vegas, not there, but uh, if you had the bring your own booze kind of party is that you'd have this giant punch bowl and people would keep mixing things in there because every time they came in, glug 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 glug. And as the saying goes, that you have hit the zenith, the top of the mountain of punch at a college party when somebody yells and looks at this punch bowl and yells, "Purple Jesus." So once it hits purple Jesus, you know that you have the wildest concoction, probably shaving years off of your life and killing lots of brain cells. But yeah, it didn't. I mean, didn't stop us. We persevered. So that is one of those which I think is a kooky one, and so those are the things that I think are a little bit odd. And again, I like the Cannon porthole one because only in Tampa is this applicable. So, all right, what is the next question?
What do you think are some of the bets that someone might make?
Well, I think so. If you're going to bet the game, understand that the line is Kansas City by 3, which essentially that's because Kansas City is the won last year. So they're trying to get the betting pretty even. So if you are going to want to make depending upon who's going to win, and the coin toss and the winner and whether or not they're going to. So we have the coin toss outcomes. So the question, and there are 3 of them. The questions are: number 1 is the outcome of the coin toss, heads or tails, and that's even. Now, the coin toss winner, Tampa or the Chiefs, that is going to be even. But now, the player to correctly call the opening coin toss, that's even. So those are even money bets. And if you want to have a little bit of fun, there you go. You can do that. Now, there is a parlay for those of you who have never bet or done this. A parlay is where you actually have to win one bet and then another bet and do that. So you have to win more than one bet. So the parlay is that Kansas City to win the toss and win the game, or Tampa Bay to win the toss and win the game. Now, in this case, if you have a sense that you like one team more than the other team, you actually will make more money by betting this way. And by the way, you can bet on both sides. You can bet that they will win the toss and win the game, or not win the toss and win the game. But Tampa Bay is actually at a decided disadvantage of that. Now, the biggest no-brainer prop bet of the day is Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes will complete a pass. Yeah, anybody questioning that one? Odds suck on that because the bookmakers put it up because, hey, give the punters a break and let them go do that. So I think those are the things. And then, of course, some of the easiest ones is that this is kind of one of those interesting things is that who's going to throw the most passing yards? And let's face it, did anybody remember all the way back a few minutes ago? Patrick Mahomes is much younger than Tom Brady. Tom Brady has a lot more experience. So will Patrick Mahomes outgain and outthrow Tom Brady? And my guess is that Mahomes is the favorite. I would say that's probably a pretty good bet, and I think that would be a good one. You're not going to get a lot of money for it, but you would have that. So those are some of my not hard and fast predictions, like again, go break in your kid's piggy bank or something. But if you want to have a little bit of fun, do that. Also, I've always had fun at Super Bowl parties, real and imagined. I mean, virtual. Is that you might have a little bit of fun to have people who bet with you. In fact, when the last time the Denver Broncos, my team, won Super Bowl 50, hard to believe how many years ago it was already. I actually have a friend who was a Carolina Panthers crazy fan. He had an entire altar, that he built with flags and little funny, little tiny little football helmets and all that stuff. And he bet me money. And of course, every time the Panthers did something well, he would text me and we go back and forth. And the funny part about it is that he bet me on a variety of things. And at the end of it, when of course the Panthers lose, boo hoo, and I was a very happy guy. Um, I had to go back and use the screenshots of text to show how many prop bets that he lost. But have fun with with people, and you never know. You can just adopt these yourself and see what you do and how you do that. So Sandra, what is the next question? Because I know we're getting towards the end of this. What is the next question in this Super Bowl 55?
All
Raging
right,
Verbalist.
what's your prediction for the game?
Well, I'm going to start out by saying, because I will pass that back to you, and then I will give mine. So, what is your prediction of the game?
I think Kansas City's going to win, but it won't be by a lot. And I'm not sure to say like what the points are. I'm thinking 31-28 because I've seen a lot of like similar ones online from like different like sports analysts or whatever. So
Well,
won't be by a lot, but they're going to win. I think they'll do
so
it.
so if you look at 31-28 people, that's a 3-point spread, which is what the bookies are talking about right now. Well, so my sense is that if in fact the game gets controlled by Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, I mean Patrick Mahomes is a comeback guy. I mean he's come back. I mean last year in the Super Bowl he came back. The real question is Tampa Bay's defense, and my sense is that if I had to make the bet even, I would say Kansas City. But I do believe that if I was betting the spread, I would probably lean towards Tampa. For those of you are betting emotionally, my only recommendation of that is no. you know, but if you want to say something, I think that Tampa will probably be within that. I think it's going to be even closer. So I think it's going to be come down to like just a maybe a missed extra point or missed field goal or something like that that will affect it. So I'm thinking it's going to be like I don't know, you know, 21-22 or something like that. I don't know if it's going to be as high scoring because I think that the Tampa Bay defense is going to be pretty stout. And here's the best part that Tom Brady brings. This is his 10th Super Bowl. He has lost a bunch of Super Bowls. He's won a bunch of Super Bowls, but I think that he will raise the play for the Buccaneers, and I think that he may have that if he wins. Here's my biggest prediction because I didn't see this anywhere. If he wins the Super Bowl, which he has a good chance of doing, is I think that this is his last game because just like uh, Peyton Manning a few years ago, the last pass that he threw for the Denver Broncos, the last pass of his career, was for a 2-point conversion, and he walked off winners. John Elway won his second Super Bowl, having lost 3 Super Bowls, and walked off a winner. I think that Tom Brady has a sense of history like that, and if he wins that Super Bowl, and now he's been in 10 of them, I think he walks away. But I didn't see that bet, but I think that if he wins, he does that. So my prediction is it's going to be a close game, unless Mahomes gets hot and blows them away. Anyway, but again, that's why, as I always say, I'd rather book the bets than make the bets. And hopefully you've gotten something out of this. Again, a little quick disclaimer: we're not encouraging people to go out and take grandma's money and go out and do crazy things. Don't end up owing dangerous people money because you bet crazy stuff. Have fun with this and enjoy your Super Bowl. And of course, our biggest question, and you should leave it in the comments below, put it up on Facebook, is see if you can sway Sandra one way or the other, because we have a big question, all of us, don't we? Will she relent and let the hubby spend $40 to get 40 wings from Applebee's? Inquiring minds want to know, and we'll know in about 168 hours or less, maybe 167 hours from now, we will all know. I mean, and I think I will lead it off next week, so people are not held in suspense. So, Sandra, I'm not going to try to affect the odds. If if any, but comment down below and tell us, should Sandra, yes or no, go forward with the Applebee's? I mean, wow. Super Bowl hangs in the balance. I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if everybody starts posting this and talking about this, if it trends on Twitter, who knows? Maybe even Tom Brady himself will go, wait a second, I've got to comment on this. I may be stepping out of my league here, but maybe that'll happen. All right, I just want to thank Sandra. Sandra, thank you very much for being here today and having a little bit of fun with Super Bowl predictions. So I wish you success on yours. Now, since you are in Omaha, do you actually have Kansas City Chiefs anything? Jersey, hat.
I do not, but many of my friends do. So
So there you go. She has friends that have it, which is close enough. So I do not. I mean, I'm a Denver Bronco fan, and they early on in my life, the Kansas City Chiefs pummeled the crap out of us as they did this year. So anyway, enjoy the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 55, the double nickel. This is John Paul Mendoza, Dr. Speed Signing, the Raging Verbalist number 63. And all I can say is hopefully all your proposition bets come out the right way. Make sure that you understand what you're doing before you go out and do it. And most importantly, have fun because life is all about living. Thanks, everybody.